Now hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished with my podcast? Nah. So, just to make that loud and clear, we back today with episode 3. Episode 3! We back with episode 3. Yeah, I can't believe y'all thought I was done. But you know what? It's not a bad way of thinking that, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I've been silent for, what is that, 2 months? No, but that's okay. So if you're new to joining in, thank you and welcome to my podcast. My name is Trey and this is the Genuinely Sarcastic Podcast. And if you are a listener, thank you for coming back. So I wanted to make this podcast more of like a story time, and I had a few rough drafts typed out, but for whatever reason, every time I type out my story times, I always think to myself like, oh, these stories are lame. Nobody wants to hear these. But that's not the mindset I should be in. So instead of doing that, let's just kind of progressively get there. We'll get to a few key points and stories that I want to talk about, right? And at any time that y'all feel like I'm rambling or the story sucks, how about you tell me and we go from there? Because you know what, me just trying to forecast what y'all like isn't working. Okay? And also, just before we get into it, I gotta give a huge shout out to my support system, because I love you guys. Y'all are the only reason that I can do this, because I woke up this morning. Okay, today's Monday, technically Memorial Day. Woke up today, and I woke up to 2 text messages from 2 different people going, hey, I woke up today, I checked again, and guess what I didn't see? And they sent me a screenshot of the notifications. They'd be like, no podcast from you. And I was like, dang. God dang. So, yeah, here I am today making up for it. That's my bad. It's my bad, and I'm going to get more consistent with it. But I ain't going to lie to y'all. Sometimes the podcast be hard. Like, you think it's just, all right, I'm going to just sit here and talk into the microphone for a few minutes and I'm going to be all right. No. Nah. Especially when you realize that it's kind of your product, your baby that you're pushing out into the world. You start to realize that, man, you want it to be good. You want to sit down and you want to make sure that you're actually recording something decent. But yeah, I mean, that's what I thought when I first did it. And now here I am being a little perfectionist. That's besides the point. Now, a big reason as to why I haven't been uploading, just a quick little life update with Trey, right? So we are actually getting a house built, me and my partner. We're getting a house built here in North Carolina. Right now we live in Concord in a rental. The rental sucks. Concord's been great. But we're going to be living in Charlotte, the main city, Charlotte, North Carolina. And our house is getting built from the ground up. It's 2 stories. It's almost 3,000 square feet. I mean, the thing is gorgeous, right? And we can afford it in Carolina. Couldn't afford it in Arizona. Moved to Carolina. House is currently being built. Now that brings some stuff on its own. So with the house being built, we're always driving out to the new lot looking at it. If the dirt's changed, if the cement's changed, if wood has changed. Right now it's just dirt. It's dirt that they're putting plumbing underneath, and then they're gonna put the concrete on after. So we've been checking that, every few days. Now, the biggest thing, though, that has been taking away my time from the podcast is I used to do this once a week on Sundays. Sundays were my day off. So my partner would be at work. I'd be at home. I'd have nothing but 9 to 12 hours of just what I want to have going on. And that was always podcast work. I could sit in front of the laptop, hunched over, drinking water, banging out edits. Yeah, so my Sundays are gone now. And they're gone because I actually picked up a second job. Now, if you know me at all in the slightest way, you know that I get second jobs like nothing. I don't know what my problem is, but I'll always pick up a second job. So I picked up a second job again, and this time is a little different. The second job is only on the weekends. I work at a breakfast place on the weekends. In doing so, my weekends are gone. They're now filled with working, and when I get home, I usually smell like pancakes, and I take a shower and go to sleep. But I need to stop doing that. I need to be able to find some free time dive in and do the things that I care about, because life is way too freaking short to be sitting here saying, oh, I wish I did X, Y, and Z. Nah, I got the time. If something is important enough to you, you make the time. So I'm trying to make the time today on freaking a day off. But I'm trying to make the time today to do the things that I love doing. So here I am talking to y'all. So I appreciate you if you're listening. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's been why I've been a little bit thrown to the wind these days. Now, that restaurant alone, working in that restaurant is different than what I'm used to, for sure. The restaurant industry is not a call center. The restaurant industry is not corporate America. It's not a bank. It's just completely different. So you're not really focused on customer service skills at all. Most people that work in the restaurant industry that aren't servers, if you're not a server in the restaurant industry, you don't care about customer service. And I'm learning that heavy, right? So in my restaurant, I have multiple bosses. Multiple. So it gets hard sometimes to differentiate who I need to talk to for different issues. If I drop a plate on the floor, who do I talk to? If a customer's pissed off, who do I talk to? If the food is now cold, who do I talk to? I have no clue. There's 4 or 5 of them, team leads all over the place. They all do different things, or kind of the same thing. I'm not entirely sure. But I don't know who to talk to. So I just kind of don't talk to anyone. So my game plan is usually to go in. My job is to run food. So I go in, I pick food up, I run it to tables, and I try to do that for 8 hours a day, really without opening my mouth. Because every time I open my mouth with a question or something inquisitive, something that I feel like can make me better, truth be told, y'all, I get pissed. I get mad at the people I'm asking questions to, because I've been here 2 months, 2.5 months, maybe. And I only work the weekend, so I've only been there a few days. I don't even think I've been there 2 weeks total. So when I ask you a question, I don't know what I'm talking about. I need you to tell me what I'm talking about and answer my question. Why is it every time I ask somebody in leadership what to do, they look at me like I'm crazy? Like I made it up? Like the question I'm asking, it's never happened in the years they've been in the restaurant business. So yeah, I gotta leave that be, because the last time I asked somebody a question, they looked at me and said, they looked pissed off, right? They looked annoyed that I asked them a question. And I looked at them, I'm like, why you always got to be annoyed when I ask you a question? My man looks at me and goes, it's not that I'm annoyed, it's just you're asking me questions you should already know the answer to. And I'm like, I never just hit the pause button so fast in my life, because I've only been here 6 days. What do you mean I'm supposed to know what I'm asking you? That wasn't the play at all. And I follow up with, I've only been here 6 days. What are you talking about? He looks at me again and goes, that's by choice. And I almost lost it. I turned around and walked away. Because it's either A, smile and wave at this man, and I'm not doing that. B, go off. Because, I was upset at that point. I've been in my job for 7-8 years. And if I got a new hire on and they ask me a question, I go, you should already know the answer to that. What? They're never going to ask me a question again. And then I'm going to deal with them messing up constantly because they're too scared to talk to me. That was just bad leadership 101. Or 3, ignore it, walk away. Because it's not my job to lead or manage there. I love turning my brain off at this place and going home. I love it. I don't manage. I'm not in charge of anything. I'm not in charge of anything. So yeah, I turned around, walked away, and now I kind of just don't talk to that person anymore. And that's made my job 100% easier, because not only is he not giving me misinformation, because he was wrong most of the time he talked to me, but I'm also just not upset. I'm great at being upset. I think I live to be upset at something. So instead of doing that, I now just walk away, and that has brought me peace at the restaurant world. Now I know what you're thinking, and that's Trey. You got 2 jobs, my boy. 2 jobs and a partner. So outside of the 2 jobs, the partner, and checking on the house, what do you do? Well, mostly I've been trying to work out a little bit. I used to work out every single day, and I used to run every single day. I was killing myself. I used to go 2 times a day before I was doing that. But nowadays, I'm just trying to get back into the gym slowly. I'm trying to do 2 to 5 days if I can. I'm trying to get back into the gym. We got a home gym in the garage. Spent a lot of money on the equipment because, in my opinion, the best way to do something is to kind of invest in it. If you spend some money on gym shoes, it's going to push you to go to the gym at least a little bit. You spend money on a new tank top, headphones, etc. Well, we spent money on the home gym. We don't even have to drive there anymore. We walk out the garage door and boom, gym. So I've been trying to get into going to the gym a little more. That's mainly what my life consists of nowadays. It's work, partner, house, gym. Sometimes trying to shower in between all that. Hygiene is important. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster. Yeah, it's been all over the place. And not to mention, within the last few months, that I've flown to Nevada and Arizona to visit our families. Because living in Carolina, all of our families on the West Coast, so we're flying 5 hours all the time to go see them. So I've done that 3 times this year, and it is May. It's May. Okay, that's life update. Okay, I'm doing good. I'm chilling. I got stuff in the works. Like, I'm okay. I'm turning 30 here in August, so I gotta try to come up with something cool and fun to do for 30, because really all I want to do is watch anime and maybe go to sleep early that day. But that's in the works. That's in the works. So let's try to ramp towards story time. Okay, I was supposed to be doing story time forever ago, and I still haven't really gotten to it. I spent way too long on the life update. So I have a few stories that I can throw out there. The restaurant one was, I guess, kind of a story, kind of part of the life update. But one of the stories that I wanted to dish out there was when I went to Flagstaff. I forgot how old I was. It had to have been 18, maybe 19 that I went to Flagstaff. So let's set the scene, right? So out of high school, out of college, I now have fallen into a friend group that I didn't talk to in high school. I knew who they were, didn't talk to them. One that I ended up going to college, and the people that I talked to in college, they were also friends with this friend group. So they're kind of not following me, but I'm seeing them even after high school. They're now in college. I leave college. I'm seeing them outside of college. So now I'm interjected into this friend group. And it's huge. It's full of a ton of people that I knew and knew of. Lots of them. So I'm now interjected in this friend group. One of them was kind of like an antisocial, weird, hunchback kind of dude. You know, you have a good mental image. He wasn't just off the wall, but like he was socially awkward. He was the one that everyone makes fun of in the group. He was that guy. And there was nothing wrong with this boy, right? So me and my friends, me and the other dudes in the friend group, we decided that, hey, for whatever reason today, we're gonna get this guy a girlfriend. We're gonna get him laid. We're gonna do something. And the easiest way to do that is to push him towards the single person in the friend group. The one that we don't know if they have any crushes or boyfriends or anything like that. Let's just get them together, because relationships aren't hard. You push two people together. If they're charged enough, they're gonna do it. So we were pushing this for weeks. We were making dates for everybody and not showing up, and only they would show up. We were in the Twitter. We were side tweeting. We were subtweeting them all the time to get them talking. We were throwing them at each other in the group chat. You know, I was gassing him up to her, and I assumed they were gassing her up to him, and all kinds of stuff. And eventually we get them together, right? It's a hype moment. They're officially dating now. Now we're all sick of it because they're so lovey-dovey, right? So we did it. We did it. This was all in Phoenix, by the way. I know I was talking about Flagstaff earlier. This all happened in Phoenix. So they are now together. Couple, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Of course, something that we manifested, lab built for the most part. They ended up breaking up. That's not our fault. Can't blame us. They broke up. So once they broke up, old girl went to Flagstaff. She was gone. I forgot why. She was either in school or family or whatever. I don't actually know like meat and potatoes of the story. But she's gone. They break up. She's gone. Maybe for the weekend. I don't know. I don't remember. I had just gotten my first adult job at Discover Card while all this is happening in the background. I'm now working at a call center in Happy Valley. My first real big boy, big paying job. I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. The benefits are great. The pay is great. I'm maybe 2 weeks in. I'm still in training. It's a click to chat role in collections. Super easy. Now, on a weekend, my boy goes, hey, I'm driving up to Flagstaff to get old girl back. You know, all your old college friends are still there in college. I'm sure you would want to go. Like, do you want to ride up with me? And I go, yeah, absolutely. We'll be back before Monday, right? And he goes, yeah, 100%. And I go, great, because I have a job. Can't lose a job. Can't miss a day. They said don't miss any time in training. I got to come back. So we're good for that. He goes, yeah. I say, bet. We drive out there. It's a good time. The 2-hour drive there always flies by. I see my old college friends, my old college roommate, a bunch of the friend group that was down for summer. They're now back at the college. Like it was a good time. It was a great time. A few days in, the boy crashes his car like twice into the backs of other cars because it's snowing and he can't drive in the snow. So he's already bumped, smashed 2 cars. And these are all parked cars. So he, of course, backs up and we drive away. We're responsible. We don't know what's going on. Don't judge us. We drove away. Now, I did barely see him while we were in Flagstaff because he was on mission, get the girl back. So the whole time I'm hanging out with my old roommate, his friends, we're playing video games, eating food. It's a good time. We're walking the dorms to the other people I used to talk to. It was great. I definitely am glad I went. I missed it. I was missing it. I left college. I'm doing adult stuff now. It was nice to be back. Now, a few days passed of literally just that happening. It's now Sunday night. Sunday night at a normal time, maybe 6, 7 o'clock. A great time to now drive back, get sleep, and start Monday for me. He's not back at the apartment. So I'm calling him, I'm texting him. I'm like, what's going on, dude? We're supposed to have been gone. What's up? And he's like, hey, listen, so I'm doing real good. I think I really got a good shot at this. I'm going to take her to a movie. Then I'm going to come back and we can bounce. Mind you, it's like 6, 7, 8 o'clock at this point. Movie is an hour and a half, 2 hours long. So I'm looking there. I'm upset about it. I told him, don't go. I'm like, no, dude, we got to leave. And of course, he left me on red. So he's now at the movies, not answering his phone. It's obvious. He strolls in the door like 10, 11 o'clock at this point. I'm still awake and I'm upset. He comes in tired, looking like, oh, I just want to. He comes in tired, energy drink in his hand, like, hey, what are your thoughts on sleeping here? And then I take you back early morning to where you make it to work on Monday. And I'm like, no. What? You should have been back earlier. We were supposed to leave earlier. Did you even get her back? Like, was all this worth something? He goes, no. I'm like, okay, so then like you should have just came back. It was gonna end the same regardless. Whatever. Get up, let's go. And mind you, I don't drive at this point. I don't have a license. I don't have a car. I'm the most child adult that you can have. I'm fresh out of college. I'm pretty sure I'm taking the bus to the place that I work. He drove us here. He needs to drive us back. So I'm like, let's go. Get up, figure it out. You had all the energy for her. You need 2 hours for me. Let's go. So he's like, bet. So he takes his energy drink, chugs it. He's like, all right, I'm good. Let's go. I bet. Let's go. So we leave. I say bye. We leave. We start driving on the freeway. I literally remember us getting onto the big freeway that takes you from NAU, Northern Arizona University, in Flagstaff, out back towards Phoenix. It's one of the only ones with lights. So we get on that. We're driving. I'm like, all right, cool. So it's 11, 12, like midnight at this point. It's 11 to midnight. I go to sleep. I go to bed because at this point I'm tired, man. I got work tomorrow. I've been waiting up. My bedtime is 8, 9 o'clock, even back when I was 18, 19. So I'm exhausted. I go to sleep. Now, mind you, 19 on down, I wasn't a fan of driving. That's why I didn't have a license. Cars scared me. Too much happens in a car. I didn't want to be in control of it. Yeah, I didn't even have a license. So I go to sleep. I'm asleep in the car, knocked out. I don't know how much time goes by. I don't know where we are. I have no idea what goes on. But I wake up to the car spinning. Okay? I don't know if anyone here has been in any kind of car crash. Okay? I've only been in one car crash, and it was this one. Okay? So I go to sleep. I wake up. The car is straight up spinning. It's in a tailspin. It is going. I'm terrified. Okay? I see the world around me blitzing by. It's insane. Now, what I also remember is the car flipping. Okay? The car not only spun, it flipped a few times. This is us on the freeway, so I don't know how fast we were going, but we're spinning and we spin into a flip. The car flips a few times. I knock out again. Okay? So, mind you, the only memory that I have is us leaving, us flying off of the freeway, me knocking out again. I wake up. I wake up. I'm looking around. You know the ringing that you hear in movies? I'm looking around. I can't hear anything. My vision is blurry. I look down. I'm wearing Anchor Blue jeans. I don't know if y'all remember Anchor Blue. Anchor Blue was my favorite store. I'm wearing Anchor Blue jeans. These are the first pair of pants I ever bought. They were like $45. I was so happy about these jeans. I wore them because they were nice. I look down at my Anchor Blue jeans. My Anchor Blue jeans are red. All of them. The entire pants. Red. I'm freaking out because they're deep red. They're blood red. I'm freaking out. I look around, look down at my shirt. My shirt is ripped up. My shirt is also blood red. This was a gray shirt. It was blood red. I'm freaking out. My seatbelt's on. I look to the left. My boy is gone. He's gone. Look to the left. He's gone. Look to the right. I see the flashing lights. What the frick is happening? The door is now being ripped off. Someone is now cutting me out of the car. They can get me out the car. They now cut me out the car. Throw me on a gurney, rushing me to the ambulance. I'm like, what's going on? I'm crying. I don't know what's happening. I black out again. So, mind you, what has happened now is all I know is something bad happened. All I know, my boy's not in the passenger seat anymore. All I know is there's no way I'm okay because I've lost way too much blood at this point. More than any normal person has seen in their lives. I've lost it. All right, I've blacked out again. I wake up in a hospital in some random county in like deep on the way to Phoenix, Flagstaff, some random hospital. Wake up. They hand me a bag with all of my belongings, which is a blood-soaked outfit. Hand it to me. I'm in a gown, obviously. They've told me what's now happened, which is I've been in a car accident. I go, oh my God, what happened to my boy? They go, your boy was ejected out of the car. He was ejected out of the car. We thought he broke his neck, his spine. We thought he was not okay. We helicoptered him to the nearest hospital. So he's not even at the hospital we're at now. We had to helicopter him to a place that could have accommodated him having a broken neck spine injury. I'm like, okay. And they're like, you were also not okay. You lost a ton of blood all from your head. Your head lost a ton of blood. I'm like, what do you mean my head? And they showed me a mirror. And my whole face is scratched up. Not even scratched up, it is gashed up. I lost so much blood from my face. They also showed me the top of my head where they had to shave, sew, and staple the giant wound at the top of my head shut. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I still don't know what's going on. Okay? I still don't know what's going on. They tell me, is there someone that can come in contact that we can come to maybe get you or talk about or anything? And I go, call my mom. Call my mom. My phone is also, obviously, smashed. Okay? My phone is destroyed. I don't have any contacts. And the only one I have memorized is my mom. So we call my mom. My mom doesn't answer. And mind you, it's 5, 6 a.m. It is early in the morning. Okay? My mom doesn't answer. Don't ask me why or how I remembered my big sister's phone number. But I did. And we called her She woke up sleepy. Trey, what do you want? I'm telling her, I'm in the hospital. Can you come and get me? The doctor's going to tell you where I am. She goes, what? I hand the phone away. He tells her where I am. I don't know how much time goes by. She comes and gets me with my mom. My mom is hysterical. She's like, why didn't you call me? What's going on? What's wrong with my son? And I'm like, Mom, I tried to call you. You didn't answer. So they're both there. They're crying. They're freaking out. We all are at the point of not understanding what's going on. Like, that's just how bad it was. Stuff is being explained to me. I have memories of bad stuff happening. It's not like I have any idea what the frick happened. So they wheelchair me out. I get in the car. We drive home. I'm laying in bed. I'm hurt. I'm not okay. They gave me these horse pills to take that are pain relievers. We wake up the next day, and obviously my adults around me, my big sister, my mom, my dad, they're all telling me what to do now. So now they're like, hey, you almost died. You want a summary of what happened? You almost died. So now you have an almost died bill at the hospital. We need to get that taken care of. They gave it to us before you left. You weren't driving. Let's get that taken care of. They said that the car insurance should cover it just fine. And I go, okay, cool. Mind you, the boy that I went out there with, we're borderline best friends. That group that I was in, all the girls, all the boys, we are best friends. To me, I love these guys. I've never had a group of my own to call, these are my friends. I maybe had one friend, one best friend. I maybe had a few acquaintances, but I've never had a group of friends. We were all friends. So I call him. Because he's obviously not okay either. He's out of the hospital. I call him. He tells me what happened to him, which was, his neck wasn't okay. They thought he broke his spine. He was wearing a brace on his neck. They had to helicopter him to a hospital. He wasn't okay either. And I go, okay, yeah, that sucks. We're on the same page. That sucks. Okay. So, yeah, but about that, like, you were driving. What happened? He goes, okay. And this is what messed me up for driving my entire life. Okay. Mind you, I can't sleep in a moving vehicle anymore because I can't sleep on a plane. I can't sleep in a car. We went to Greece, which was a 24-hour plane ride. Couldn't sleep. Hawaii, 6-7 hour plane ride. Couldn't sleep. And I can't sleep on a plane or a moving vehicle because of this, because obviously it spun out and I almost died. But my boy tells me, he goes, so what happened was we were driving, everything was fine, and then out of nowhere, the steering wheel, it locked up. The steering wheel just locked up, and and I couldn't do anything, and we spun out of control, and that's literally what I remember. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my God. So now when I go to take my driving test, or I'm driving in general, I was so scared of the steering wheel like locking up and me just flipping over again, because that's what I was told. I have no reason to disbelieve what just happened. That's what I was told. So I get off the phone. I'm still on the phone. And I go, dang, that's crazy. So we need to get it taken care of, though. They said that since you were driving and I was in the passenger seat, the hospital bill, the car insurance should cover it. They have some kind of bodily injury for the people that aren't driving coverage, whatever. Even with the cheapest liability insurance, they have this that covers the person that's in the car. And then he goes, yeah, bet. I have car insurance. I'll get it. I'll send it over to you. It should cover your bill. It should cover my bill. It should be fine. And I go, great. Hang up the phone. Now, not only am I freaking out about the cars locking up, but I have my family better. They're like, okay, so the bills are good. You have your medicine. Like, we're upset, but you're going to be okay. You almost died. We're all pissed, but you're going to be okay. Great. A few days pass by. He never sends me anything. Call him. I go, hey man, so I still need the insurance to send over to the hospital. And he goes, oh yeah, so about that, I don't have insurance. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, I don't have insurance. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, we were uninsured. And I'm like, okay, so I have like a $25,000, $40,000 hospital bill at this point, man, that I didn't cause. You did. I'm upset at this point. I'm like, I didn't cause this. I'm not paying for this. What do you mean? He's like, well, I'm not paying mine. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm like, what? I don't care what you're doing to yours. I don't care what's happening to yours. You need to figure out mine. You were driving us. You flipped us over. You need to figure out how this works, because I now need these bills paid, dude. He's like, listen, I'll figure it out. He hung up the phone. Psych. Just so you guys know, for just the remainder of the story, didn't hear from or talk to this man since that phone call. So since that phone call, my mom's now upset. She's calling lawyers. They're taking pictures. They're like, listen, you're going to be okay, yada, yada. I'm like, great. So after that happened, lost a friend, gained a huge hospital bill, lost a ton of blood. I got self-conscious over the scars on my face to where I wore a headband for years, by the way. That was bad. People made fun of me for wearing the headband. No one understood why I was wearing a headband. They just called it a headband phase. And it was bad. And then after that, I mean, another friend of mine like stole a tablet from me randomly. That happened. We stopped talking. The whole friend group for me was just falling apart, which is crazy. But I still do talk to 2 people from that friend group, or maybe it's 3. I don't know a number. I still talk to a handful of people from that group, and they are lifelong friends. To be honest, one of them is the people that texted me about not having a podcast in his mailbox today. So these people are fantastic. I love them, okay? But 2 of them were not great, and it caused a very dramatic role in my life that I still live with today. All right, we just flew back from freaking Nevada. It was a layover flight, so total it was like 9 hours. I woke up at 2 a.m. to take this flight. I should have been sleeping on the plane, and I can't. And I can blame him all day, but I should be able to work through this, but I can't. It's embedded in there. That's a chunk of my car crash story. No one was okay with it. Everyone I know, friend, family, acquaintance, anyone that heard about it was just pissed. People that knew the other side, my boy's side, they're like, nah, man, just so you know, no steering wheel locked up. My boy went to sleep, and I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, he went to sleep at the wheel and the car flipped. And I'm like, dang. That was wild. I think I've probably talked a little longer than I should have about that, but that's okay. It was supposed to be story time. We did it. We talked about it. Like I said, we out here. we just vibing. We just talking. So yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was back when I was 18, 19. I was still in my opinion, I was still just a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. Nowadays, I understand better. I know who to trust when I'm in a car. I know that if I can drive, I should drive. I know if I shouldn't even go, I'm not even gonna go. Like, not everything needs to be a trip or an adventure. Sometimes you can just sit down at home and enjoy your time. You can just enjoy your time. I'm almost 30, and it took me so long to realize that I can just sit down in silence and be content. Isn't that crazy? No one thinks that. Everybody wants to go somewhere, travel, see something, do something. Sometimes you can just sit down and be content. Stability is important. Silence is important. Your time is so valuable. It's crazy. Yeah, that was my day. About a decade ago. Glad I can let y'all in on it. But either way, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and promise about how frequent these podcasts are going to be, because on a real note, back when I was doing them, episode 1, 2, and even the trailer, those things the trailer took me 3 to 4 months. This one obviously took me 2 to 3 months, and I still need to edit it, y'all. I know that y'all are going to listen to post and like, y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but I still need to sit here and edit this. I need to hire an editor. Need an editor. So if you know how to edit voice, hit me up, bang my line, and we can figure that out. But yeah, we didn't actually get to talk about tech a lot. Oh my god, dude, no. This was supposed to be called the Tiny Tech Podcast, and we were supposed to talk about tech. So quick little intermission, real fast. I bought a PlayStation Portal. PlayStation Portal is not a game console. It's kind of like a mobile gaming thing. So you have it connects straight to your PlayStation via Wi-Fi. You can play the games to the Portal via Wi-Fi at home, at a hotel, at a McDonald's. It's dope. It's been sold out. You don't get these things for under $250, $300, $400. People are selling them like crazy. I finally found one on sale for the retail price, which is $199.99. I found one. I bought it, got here, ripped it open, played it, loved it, got a platinum trophy with it. Okay, this thing was great. But it had a lot of kind of quirks to it, stuff you had to get used to because you had the option of playing mobilely. And it's definitely a first generation thing. Like, you can tell they're going to drop a PlayStation Vita 2 or a PlayStation Portal 2 or just a PlayStation Portable in general that you can actually download and play the games on. You can tell it's just a step in that direction. So for $200, it didn't even have an OLED screen. It had an LCD screen. Whatever. For $200, I paid for a PS5 controller cracked in half with a screen on the inside, and it was amazing. I recommend it. If you just have $200, do it. If you have a PlayStation and you have $20, do it. It is great, and a good Wi-Fi connection. It's great. But for us regular people who don't have extremely fast Wi-Fi, who don't have $200 to just burn, and who start to nitpick things, who start to second guess their purchases while they're standing in line at Ross. If you're in line for more than 2 minutes and you start to think, "Ooh, do I really need this?" and you put it back. If you're one of those people, don't buy the PlayStation Portal, right? But if you're a tech enthusiast and you have $200 and you have a PlayStation, I do give my full recommendation for it. That thing is dope. I got mine at Walmart. They had it in stock. I don't know who has it in stock right now, but Walmart did. But no, as I did return mine. I do give that recommendation. I did return mine. Take that as you will. I'm gonna stop rambling, because at this point I'm literally right here ASMR into the microphone. So I know for a fact I'm getting way too into this. I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. I appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you for coming. Thanks for all the encouragement. Literally, you have no idea. This has been Genuinely Sarcastic. My name is Trey, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.